I talk to a lot of women who are interested in competing, and one of the first things that comes up often in conversation is, what do all the different divisions mean anyway? I get it, you've got bikini, figure, physique, etc. What the hell do these all mean? These divisions are all very different, and I'm going to show you what's what as far as what the judges are expecting in each division, and also how presentation differs from one to the next. Hey everyone, Darren Starr here again. Thanks for coming back. And if this is your first time here and you like what you see so far, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, which is right around here, just below the video. It's somewhere around there, I don't know. Anyway, and if you stick around till the end of the video, I'll let you in on a free guide that I have that will help you bump up the intensity and the effectiveness of your workouts. All right, so what's what with these divisions? Now, the first thing to know is that these divisions all exist along a continuum. So if we go from left to right, we'll start with bikini, and then figure. We'll throw fitness in here as well. We'll come back to that. We'll lump it along with figure for right now. And then physique, and then finally bodybuilding. We can make a couple of generalizations about these categories as we move from left to right. The first is that as we go from left to right, judges are going to be looking for something that is more muscular than what came before it. And also, as we move from left to right, judges are going to be looking for something that is more conditioned or leaner than what came before it. Oftentimes, when first starting out, someone will start their competitive journey on something closer to the left end of the spectrum, and then they may move up, going from bikini to figure or maybe physique, depending on their genetic predisposition towards building muscle, and also, this is an important one, their desired aesthetic. Not everyone wants to move up to the right-hand side of the equation here, and that's okay. Let's start with bikini. The presentation here is a little bit more free-flowing. You've got your standard front and back poses, but there's a lot more room for individuality and personality in your movements on stage in the bikini division. You're going to be wearing 5-inch heels up on stage. The judges are looking for what they would call a balanced, complete, aesthetic physique overall. In bikini especially, your presentation overall, your quality of movements can make up for a lack of development or a lack of conditioning to a certain degree. As far as what to focus on in your training here, it's very simple. Legs, glutes, shoulders. Oftentimes, if you've got long hair, the judges aren't even going to see your back development. It's important to hit everything in your training so that you do have a balanced physique, but those are the things that the judges are looking for: legs, glutes, shoulders. Next up along the continuum, we have figure. So stepping it up a notch here, we're going for a more muscular look and a more conditioned look overall. The poses consist of quarter turns, front, side, back, other side, a little bit more rigid military style poses. There is also a model pose, which is a little bit more relaxed, and when you're up on stage, you're going to be spending a lot of time in that pose. We're still in those 5-inch heels, so be prepared for that. The judging guidelines claim to look for a balanced overall aesthetic, but okay, some real talk here. Between you and me, what happens in these shows is they are looking for proportionally overdeveloped shoulders and quads. Those get rewarded every time. So throw out what the guidelines are. If you're looking to please the judges, shoulders and quads. So of course, for our training emphasis, that's going to play in there tremendously. You need a little bit more overall development for figure compared to bikini, but specifically emphasizing those shoulders and those quads. A well-developed back is a huge advantage as well. There are no specific poses that are going to show off your guns, the biceps and triceps, so if you have lower development there, that can be overlooked to some degree. Next up, women's physique. Now this is another notch up on the ladder as far as the level of muscularity and conditioning that are going to be rewarded by the judges. Now oftentimes you will find that a more full look is going to score higher than somebody who just gets really, really, really lean but doesn't have quite that same full appearance to the muscle belly. So if you can do both, great. That's going to play into your advantage. The posing here is similar to figure in that you hit the quarter turns, front, side, back, other side, same posing style. There are also mandatory poses thrown in. So this is your front and back double bicep shot, side chest, side tricep, abdominal thigh. Finally, this is the division where you go up on stage barefoot. So if heels are the bane of your existence, then this is the division for you. Now, judges here typically will actually reward a more balanced overall aesthetic in a physique. They do also look favorably upon people who can get their glutes and hamstrings a little bit more conditioned, just because it's a sign that you're bringing it elsewhere also. Now, the formal guidelines for women's physique say, and I quote, "Excessive muscularity should be scored down accordingly." In all the shows that I've seen, that very, very, very rarely ever happens. gains. So this is also a division where you get to have an individual posing routine. 90 seconds, your own design, set to your own music, where you can get up and do your own thing and showcase your physique. As far as training guidelines for this division, everything. You know, the posing will showcase all parts of your body, so if you have weak spots, the judges and everybody else are gonna see them. And lastly, we have what I sadly refer to as the dinosaur divisions, and the first one of those is fitness. This is very similar to figure, except that it features a gymnastics round. This is where you will actually perform a routine of your own design, often costumed, set to music, with or without props, where you do a gymnastics routine. Now, this is really only a realistic option for somebody that has a formal training and background in gymnastics. The posing, however, for the judging round is identical to figure. You're gonna hit your quarter turns, front, side, back, other side, in those 5-inch heels. And then another thing to know is that this division is being phased out also. It's becoming more and more frequent to not even see this offered as an option to enter in a show. So if you go to the NPC website, click on rules and click on fitness, you get a blank page. I think that says pretty much everything about where this division is going. And then finally, the final dinosaur division is women's bodybuilding. Now, this used to be the only option to compete in way back in the day, but now, similar to fitness, it's being phased out. So it's not available at a division in many shows. It was recently at Nationals, however, in Miami, and they were actually handing out pro cards for women's bodybuilding. So who knows what the future holds. The reason it's being phased out is simply because it was getting totally out of control as far as the size of the competitors, the amount of drug use that it took in order to be competitive at the higher levels. So now, unfortunately, we're seeing that effect kind of trickle down into women's physique as well. So as far as whether or not the NPC can kind of get that under wraps and get things back into a more realistic perspective, time will tell. So those are the nuts and bolts of the various divisions. Now, hopefully that helps you kind of get your bearings a little bit and you can make a more informed determination as far as which one of these divisions most appeals to you. Now, if you are looking for a professional opinion on how your physique fits into one of these divisions, email me and I'll be more than happy to help and offer you my opinion on that. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that I had a free guide you can download. So if you scroll down to the subscription, you can find the link for it right in there. This is a great primer. Grab your copy just by clicking on that link. All kinds of stuff in there, answering things like, how much weight should I use? How do I effectively log my workouts? And also things like why you should stop obsessively counting your reps. So grab that, look it over, see how you can change your workouts with that. If you have questions, feedback on that, email me and I'll be happy to help out. So I appreciate everybody who stuck around for the whole thing to watch. So if you like this video, if you found it helpful, hit that like button, leave me a comment, ask additional questions, share your stories, your input as well. I'd love that. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, always appreciated. So thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.